I'm on a set of Generation Iron, and I'm taking my new favorite supplement, Game Face. I used to take Alpha Brain, but it's twice as strong, and I'm a big nootropic guy, and I need it when I do films like this. So, like me, I think you should get your Game Face on.
I think steroids are as American as apple pie.
Well, alright, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm back. I think I just posted a video, a couple days ago? Yeah. So, but I think I wanted to do this one because I think I want to make you people see a few things and kind of wake up to a few things. I'm fixing this camera here like my boy, God rest his soul, Jerry Ward used to say, make it square. You know, so I wanted to get a few things clear before, you know, just get it out there, okay? A few things, all right, I'm going to talk about. First thing. So, Bostin Loyd's mother did an interview with Dave Palumbo a couple days before we filmed the After Hours show, okay? And on the interview, Bostin's mother talked with Dave, and she, you know, discussed the issues with Bostin and talked about Bostin, okay? I saw part of the interview. I didn't see the whole thing. But, you know, Dave brought it up on After Hours, and we discussed, you know, what happened and everything like that. And, you know, I said that I thought, you know, this is what a lot of people are complaining about. So the messages I've been getting sent, where some of the people felt like when I said Bostin was a good guy, John kind of said, well, you know, he said, well, not really, you know, so no, he wasn't, or something like that. And I think they got a little pissed at that. But what they don't understand is that, no, you know, nothing was bad spoken about Bostin. We all like Bostin. I know that there was drama between Dave and Bostin. I understand that. There was a lot of drama between Dave, but at the end, which is sad because Dave was Bostin's mentor, and Bostin really looked up to Dave. And, you know, I don't know the whole story, so I'm not going to get into that. Okay, that's none of my business, and I'm not going to get in between any of that stuff. You know, Dave's my friend, and, you know, I did like Bostin. He was a friend of mine, but not, you know, we weren't real close, but we used to talk, you know, through text messaging and everything like that, you know. But, you know, some of Bostin's really close friends were very upset, and they felt like, you know, what John said, it kind of really kind of got through them. And what I want to explain to you is nobody on After Hours really doesn't, you know, disrespected Bostin, doesn't like Bostin. We all like Bostin. In John's defense, John liked Bostin Loyd. So it wasn't that he didn't like Bostin Loyd. And none of us, even Dave Palumbo liked Bostin Loyd. His wife, if she, you know, because I know that she was supposedly a little bit upset about that, and, you know, that none of us really meant anything harmful towards Bostin. I even said how I thought Bostin Loyd was a great guy. And I like Bostin, and I know John Romano really likes Bostin too. So he, you know, I think that I don't know why he said that, but I think what he meant was maybe like I think all bodybuilders are not somebody that you should like. We do things that are crazy, like for instance, even myself. Like I can't say, like when I said, you know, I saw Bostin shooting what do you call it, the stuff through his shirt, right? I thought that was crazy, but I liked it, just because I'm fucking crazy. Because the same thing, then in the next sentence I say, hey, look, I can't talk because I'm the worst guy to fucking. I tell people, don't emulate me and don't fucking look at me. I'm nobody's fucking hero, idol. Don't idolize me because I did everything you shouldn't do because of some of the things I've done, the crazy stuff I've done. Now, that's me, okay? I like Bostin because of the crazy stuff he did, okay? And I even talked about it on the show, you know, how, like, he shot himself through. I've seen him do the shot. I thought it was fucking the craziest thing. You know, where he took a shot through the chest, through the clothes, right, you know? And, that's fucking crazy. But I said, in the same breath, I said, I have done even crazier shit. I mean, I used to fucking take a shot and the fucking needle would bend like a fish would fall on the ground. I'd actually see dust on the needle and I would like wipe it off like this. You know, like I just wipe my finger, I'd wipe off the dust off like this with my greasy fucking guinea hands that touched everything, scratched my guts and everything, and then I'd fucking push it in me. You know what I mean? I'd stick that fucking thing, it'd come in like a fish hook, because I'd reuse the same needle so many times. It was dull, you know? I talked about this in Generation Iron, and I'd wipe a needle off with my fucking hand. No alcohol, no nothing, fucking sweaty after workout, and fucking shoot my fucking bicep with a fucking whole bottle of goddamn testosterone. So I'm nobody to talk. After a while, I was reusing needles that were like fish hooks. You know, and I was getting infections left and right. So, that's me. That is me. Okay? But, I think that we shouldn't really remember Bostin for the steroids he did or for any of his crazy cycles. I think that we should remember Bostin because he was a good guy and a stand-up guy. Okay, listen to what I'm going to tell you. The reason why I like Bostin more than any other reason was, yes, he told it like it is. Myself, there's a few of us that are known for that. Even John Romano's known for telling it like it is, okay, not for nothing. But Lee Priest, there's a whole bunch of us, you know, Tony Huge, you know what I mean? And I like Bostin Loyd for that. But that's not what makes me love and respect Bostin Loyd. You know what I loved about him the most? Was the way he was with his wife and his child. He was a stay-at-home guy. I'm a stay-at-home guy. Okay, you know, I used to go out all the time, obviously, in the clubs and everything like that, but that was, you know, that's a long time ago. You know, you took it like 20 years ago, all right? I'm fucking 62 years old, all right? I'm older than the clubs. But, you know, like, I saw a video somebody sent me where James Tiny Vest talked about me during, when my boy Bob Bonham died, and James fucking hit it on the fucking head. He was talking about how one time that him and Bob were together and they were in a diner and they called me to come out and meet them, but they couldn't get a hold of me. And James said, I think that Valentino's kind of like a homebody, kind of guy that like kind of likes to, and it's true. I like to be around here, you know, and when I go places, I go everywhere with my girlfriend. I don't do things without her and whatever, but that's neither here nor there. That's what I like about Bostin Loyd. My favorite part about Bostin Loyd was I loved the way he loved his girl, you know what I mean, and his child. And if we talk shit about him, if anybody talks shit about him, you have to remember something. He has a little boy, and one day that little boy is going to grow up, and he's going to grow up without his dad. And he might go on the internet. And he might want to watch old videos that have to do with his dad. And maybe he sees, like, this guy talks about Bostin Loyd. Oh, that's my dad. Let me watch that video. And if you're talking shit about Bostin, like, you know, oh, he's this, he's that, you know, when people say, oh, we're bad examples for young bodybuilders and everything like that, we're all bad. There's not a pro bodybuilder that's a good example. Not for nothing. We all do steroids. We all take, you know, see, everybody does. Mr. Olympia takes steroids. And he's not a great example for, you know, for kids. And I don't, maybe some of you guys are like, I want my kid to be jacked. Well, you know, I have a son, right? And my son, you know, my son's jacked, okay, because once in a while, you know, he lifts weights, he goes through spurts where he doesn't either, but he's jacked because his grandmother, on my wife's side, my wife is mulatto, half black, half white, half German. Her mother was an acrobat with the Hamburg Circus, did the high wire, the trapeze, and all that stuff. I've showed pictures on Talking Smack, so you can find the video somewhere on Joe Pietaro's Muscle Sport Mag, or, you know, I still work there. And, you know, so he got his athleticism from that. My mother was an athlete, my father was an athlete, I'm an athlete, my sister was, you know, my sister was a all-state track and all-state field hockey. My sister won the Con Ed Award in field hockey. So what I'm saying is, my son comes from athletic background. So my son's a fucking monster. I mean, his hands, you know, but he doesn't even lift weights. You know what I mean? Like, he was that kid you called in school, you called him Moose. You know, he does lift weights at times when he has time. My son's intelligence for the government. NSA intelligence. You know, my son was NSA. He's Army. He was in the Army. He was in Army intelligence under Barack Obama, and he did some of the most elite shit, you know, that we, you know, he can't talk about or whatever. But, you know, my son's one of those guys that even in school, I called him Moose, you know, with the giant thighs, big hamstrings, big calves, you know, big forearms. It was like, you know, he was just a naturally genetic freak. I mean, if he wanted to do steroids and worked out regularly, and when he does work, it's more into deadlifting and everything, not bodybuilding. But if he did, he'd be bigger than Big Ram. He's got shoulders already like that. That's neither here nor there. I don't even know why I'm even talking about that. But the bottom line is, Bostin Loyd has a child, okay? And he loved that baby. And one day that baby is going to be a man. He's going to look at these videos and he's going to see, you know, all the videos that happened and, you know, the good and the bad. So, you know, I certainly don't want to be involved in anything that's bad. And, you know, I feel really bad for his wife and his daughter. His daughter. I just said his daughter. And his son. Okay, I feel bad for the wife and the son more than anything, and and the thing I loved most, like I said about Bostin, is the fact that he was really, really dedicated to them. I love the fact that he told it like it is. That's a thing that I myself try to do myself. You know, like like Lee Priest. You know, who also I know he liked Bostin a lot too. You know, we've talked. You know, look, we've all done crazy things. Look at Lee Priest. He had the tattoo on his face, right? Now he's getting it taken off. All right? And I love Lee Priest. God, nobody loves Lee Priest. I think he's the greatest short bodybuilder ever. But, and this is no disrespect. You know what I mean? I love what Bostin Loyd used to do. I love his craziness. I love Tony Huge and I talk about stuff privately, you know? I sent Bostin Loyd, well, my friend sent him the Game Face, 5 bottles of it before he did, because he was reading the ingredients. We sent it to him to see what he thought. He never got a chance to tell me whether he used it or not because he passed away. But I mean, we used to talk all the time, and he was telling me he had family. And don't say it's a plug for Game Face because it's not, okay? Because I could sit here and say, oh, he loved it. Or I'm telling you, we sent it to him because you know, because I sent him the ingredients and he said, well, let me see this. I want to try this. It's not a plug, so fuck you with that shit. All right, so if you're going to start that shit, all right? I don't give a shit. But the thing is this. He was a straight... He could tell you, if your breath stunk, he'd tell you your breath stinks. You know what I'm saying? If you thought you were jacked, but you were a little smooth in you know, on the back, a lower back, and you were ripped in the front, he'd tell you, you know what? He was jacked, but he's ripped in smooth in the lower back. He's got no leg, this, that, whatever. He would tell you. That's, you know... I'm that way. Bob Bonham was that way. Bob Bonham used to tell guys all the time, you have no idea. Talk about fucking straight up. Lee Priest is that way. You know, there's a lot of guys like that. Tony Huge. Hey, dude, Tony Huge and I know private shit about Tony Huge. Tony Huge knows private shit about me. We talk about shit you wouldn't believe privately. You know, you understand? But I think that gave Bostin Loyd flavor. I think Bostin Loyd had flavor. Do you understand? The fact that he could tell people the way it is and whatever. But I don't think that we should remember him. We could remember him for that. To me, that's a good thing. Okay? But, you know, the crazy stuff like I did, I don't want to be remembered for fucking big arms and shooting fucking full steroids in my arms and all that, you know, fucking full bottle and shit, you know. I don't want to be remembered for that. You know what I mean? You know, that's a long time ago. I want to remember Bostin Loyd for the man he was. For the good guy he was. Because he was very loved. And since we did this video, a lot of people have been fucking messaging me, you know. And I can tell you that there was no malice in that show. Nobody meant anything harm, okay? And, you know, Ariella, if you're watching this, you know, I know that you got my love and respect. God bless you. You know, if anybody on that show said that hurt your feelings, because I myself would never participate in something that would hurt your feelings or your son's feelings or the memory of Bostin Loyd. I love Bostin Loyd. And I said it on that show. I said Bostin Loyd's a great guy, okay? So let's remember Bostin for the good man he was and the man that loved his family and was a homebody. That to me is better than anything on the planet, okay? Because a lot of these guys, bro, they're no good. They may be jacked, okay? They may be, you know, super built and win the Olympia, but as a person, they're a piece of shit. As Bostin Loyd, as a person, was even greater than his persona was, which is already great, because he loved his wife and kid. He was a homebody. God rest Bostin Loyd's soul, okay?
I grew up reading Muscular Development.
Listen,
they told it to you straight. Gregg Valentino told it to you straight. Remember that dude?
Oh yeah.
Arms?
Well, he let the inject synthol in his arms, make them like balloons. Yeah.
Fucked up, but he would tell you the real.
Well, most of those guys now.
Yeah, come on, Gregg.
You could sit here and watch this and think that I'm the biggest jerk-off or fluke or freak or whatever you want to call me, you know. I may not look appealing to you or anybody else, but that doesn't matter to me. Now, second thing I wanted to talk about was, as you all know, I was in the movie Bigger, Stronger, Faster, okay? And I'm very good friends with the Bell family. I was one of the last people to talk to Mad Dog Bell, Mike Bell. Okay, I'm not going to get into that too much because it's personal. I don't want it to, Chris Bell or Mark to, get upset or any of that stuff, or, I don't want to hurt anybody. But, I talked to Mike, and I'm the one that, talked to his dad and everything like that. I still got the voice message because I never got over that shit. But that's neither here nor there. But, so, Mark Bell recently did, with Chris, a thing on this liver guy, the liver guy, the liver king, or whatever he is. Never heard of him. I seen his pictures on the internet. And somebody sent me the video, said, what do you think about this? And I said, you know what, I'm going to watch this, because it's Bell. It's the Bell brothers filming this stuff, And here's my take on the liver guy. I think he's got a great body as far as, I think chicks like that stuff. As a bodybuilder, he could use more lat width. He has the legs, forget about it. You know what I mean? Use more size in the arms, whatever. But I like the guy. Forget about the bodybuilding part. I like the guy. You know why? Again, I just talked about Bostin Loyd. It's the same reason I like this guy. He's a family guy, bro. To me, that means more than anything. Because a guy like that could go out with those abs and them fucking pecs like that and shit. Chicks go crazy over a body like that. You know what I mean? Although, I'll get into something else in a second, but chicks go crazy over shit like that. And I do think that, here's a guy who wants to be with his kids. Now, some of you might be like, but he's torturing his kids. They got to eat that liver. They got to... Listen, I'm not crazy about that, but I think it's better than having your kids sitting around eating cereal all day and all that stuff. And if the kids want to do that, eventually the kids are going to be grown up and they're going to do whatever they want to do, okay? But he loves his kids, and he's with his kids, all right? And he's with his wife, and he does everything with him. And they go away, and when he does trips and business trips, he brings his kids. Dude, in my circle, that's a man. I like that. So I'm going to give that guy props. As far as the liver goes, does he really do that? Does he do steroids? I don't give a shit if he takes steroids or doesn't take steroids. Let's go back to the what's his name there? Whoa, Christ, I just did the video about him. Mona Morrison's husband. Michael Hearn. I don't care. Who gives a shit if he takes steroids? I don't care. Who cares? Okay, I know he says he doesn't, so I let him come clean. What do you fucking guys care? A really quick ad in here, by the way. I just wanted to show you guys in case you're wondering. I'm wearing the Jerry Ward gifted shirt, in honor of my boy, close friend Jerry Ward. But also I just want to say that this guy, I believe he's natural. Okay, I do believe that, and I'm going to tell you why. First, he's not big. He's actually small. All right, his legs are thin. He doesn't have his upper body. His back is muscular, but it's not real wide. Okay, his shoulders are a little narrow. That doesn't mean anything. But I have a friend who has the exact same build as him. Heavy pecs, short biceps, not real big arms, but those. I was eating nuts. Sorry, heavy pecs. Short, like I said, the short biceps, and the real hard, heavy, deep, thick abs. That's what he's known for. You take away those pecs and those abs, his arms are not big, okay? He doesn't have that, I know too, a lot of you guys, he has that juice blow. It's because of the stomach almost looks like it's so heavy. It's because he probably does so much ab work, all right? But he's not that fucking jacked, bro. He's not. He's not big at all, okay? And I have a friend who has the exact same body as him, exact same. You cut off the head, and you put my friend's head on there, it's this exact same body, all right? And my friend, I know for a fact, is natural. I know him forever. And this guy's been training a long time. And again, he's got the shkadol, okay? The shkadol to eat and train and do what he wants to do. Not because of the YouTube, but because he had that money from, family. He had it before. Bell asked him about it, okay? But I do believe he is natural. I don't give a shit why you care, but stop with that shit, okay? Listen, now, let me get into the liver thing. Let me just school you all on one thing. One thing right here. Listen to me, and get this in your fucking heads, because this is a fact. My mother was a Ford model, okay? Not Ford the car. Ford modeling agency model. Okay, she was a model, for real. Not like, my mother did some model. No, my mother's a real model, okay? My mother didn't get married, she was like 30 years old when she married my father. They didn't have kids till in their 30s. My sister and I, my parents were a lot older. And this is, you're talking about, in the 1950s when that shit wasn't heard of. You know, usually you were married. By the time you're 20 or 21, you're already get married with kids. So my parents were older than other kids, you know, parents my age, because at least by 10 years, because my parents got married in their 30s. But regardless, my mother ate liver almost every day. Liver, she ate liver, kidneys. My mother ate all kinds of organ meats. Heart, she ate. The house stunk when she would cook that shit. I gotta be honest with you. She did cook it. She did not eat it raw. She would eat pickled herring and all that stuff and fish, right? And my mother was like, I know I'm talking about organ meats, but, you know, because they're meat, okay? But she ate a lot of vegetables, too. She wasn't a vegan, just like the Liver King guy was not a vegan. But she ate a lot of stuff like that. Alright? She ate all that stuff all the time. Would eat giant bowls like this of spinach, but that was just cooked plain. Not with butter on it, not with garlic, and none of that stuff. Same thing with string beans, all that shit. And, you know, it was funny, she would try to give that to us kids. You know, my father, well, me, my father, my sister, and when she would always forget something. So she'd go back in the kitchen, and she'd have her big bowl, and we'd all have these little bowls that, you know, we were forced to eat. As soon as she'd go in the kitchen, we'd all look like this. She's in the kitchen, and we'd all scrape our bowls into her bowl. And she'd come out and be like, wow, you all ate your string beans, or you all ate whatever. And we're like, yeah, we'll eat it first, get it over with. And meanwhile, her bowl was gigundo, you know, so we would avoid that. I would chew it, spit it, and give it to the dog down there and shit, you know, but anyway. So, but my mother ate all that way. Ate exactly like the Liver King. Ate everything, except for the testicles. And my mother died of pancreas cancer. Okay? So, I gotta tell you something. When I watch these videos on YouTube, high doses of vitamin C, you know, it's facts will stop cancer, kill cancer. This is the way to absolutely positively, this will kill all cancer. It's fucking bullshit. It's all bullshit. Apricot seeds, what do you call it? Sea cucumber, all these fucking things. High dosages of vitamin D, fact, it will kill cancer. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it will not. Okay? Ask Steve Jobs about that, who turned down chemo and all that stuff. Now, I know chemo's bad. So is immunotherapy, all that shit. Okay? But your high dosage of vitamin C ain't going to do nothing. Ask Steve Jobs. He made a mistake. He could have probably handled his stuff if he would have just done protocol. My mother died. Eating all that liver and fish and, you know, all that kind of stuff all the time. My mother was a phenomenal eater. Ate exactly like the Liver King. I'm watching a Liver King. I'm like, holy shit, my mother would thrive at that table. You know what I mean? Take away the testicles that he had there. My mother would thrive at that table. Okay? She would be like, oh yeah, I wouldn't eat anything on that table. That's just me though. Alright, I don't even like sweet potatoes. Yeah, they're horrible. To me, they're like giant carrots. I like get that gag reflex. I hate cooked carrots and shit. But anyway, my mother ate everything. The only thing my mother would not eat, I think she said, if I remember correctly, was Brussels sprouts. She didn't like that. But every other vegetable my mother ate tons of them. Liver, kidney, she ate the fucking kidney. She would cook that shit, the house would stink. She was the only one that would eat it, though. She knew that, you know. So, don't believe all that shit. Don't think that because that guy eats nothing but liver or kidney, whatever, balls and all this other shit, that means he, you know, yeah, it's healthy. Yeah, it's good for you. But you know what? It's not going to stop the fucking cancer. If it's going to come in, it's going to come in here. It's not going to stop. That's a genetic fucking mutation. Okay? So don't believe. You can take all the vitamin D3 you want, all the K2, all the vitamin C, any of the super Bs and all this other shit. I don't give a fuck what you believe. I'm telling you fact. Okay? So trust me when I tell you about all this stuff. Okay? There's no fucking vitamin C, no vitamin, no nutrient. You can starve yourself of sugar. It doesn't matter. Your body can make bacon into sugar. Alright? So get over that shit. As far as the Liver King goes, I don't give a shit what he's built like. That dime a dozen, you know what I mean? You know, he looks great walking around. Could he compete on a contest? I don't think he, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get into about then I'll be talking shit, but I don't think so. Okay? I like what he does with his kids. I think the fact that he's a great father to me, just like with Bostin Loyd, but I said about Bostin Loyd, that to me is a win. Alright? So I just wanted to get that out there, okay? So, I know a lot of people watch that stuff and they believe, like, this guy's going to live to be 100 and something. That means nothing. That means nothing. If it's in the cards, it's in the cards, bro. George Burns lived to what, 98, 99? You know what I mean? And he smokes cigars all day, all night, every day. Doesn't matter. If it's in the cards, it's in the cards. I don't give a shit what you fucking believe, okay? The Liver King guy, I like him because of the family man that he is. He's got a lot of energy inside. But the guy was already fucking head scotto before he ever did this stuff, Millions of dollars, blah, blah, blah. His wife was a dentist. I watched the Mark Bell show. That's the only time I've ever seen a show. I don't watch shows, bro. Especially on bodybuilding. But Mark Bell, the Bell brothers are my friends, okay? Personally, I know their family, their grandmothers, and both grandmothers, the mother, the father, you know what I mean? Okay? So, I don't want to get into too much of that. But that's why I brought all this stuff up about being healthy and thinking that you're going to eat liver and you're going to live for fucking 100 years. Ain't happening. Okay? Next. I'm going to end this video really fast today, because I got things to do, but I really wanted to get that Bostin Loyd thing taken care of, because, there's a lot, I'm getting emails, private messages, people asking me about that, why, listen, nobody, we all love Bostin, I love Bostin, okay, so, and, but I love him for the man he was. Not because he told it like it is. A lot of guys tell it like it is. Not because not because of the crazy steroids and the crazy things he did. Because I did crazy steroids. I did crazy things too. Okay, he was doing the 3cc thing. I was doing the 10cc thing. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I don't want to remember him for that. I want to remember for him for the way he was with his child. I want to remember the way he was. He wanted to have another kid. I want to remember him for how much he loved his wife and how dedicated he was, where he didn't even want to leave the house. Okay? Because that's a man. That's what I want to remember him for. I don't give a shit what he did. The bodybuilding's full of craziness. We're all crazy. Again, I used to use fucking needles, blow them off and wipe them off with my dirty, nasty, fucking, grimy, fucking guinea finger, and then stick the fucking needle like a fish hook into me. You know what I mean? Alright. Let me give you a quick tip. I'm going to give you a Delt tip. How about that? Where's the Delt video? When are you going to do the Delt video? Alright, I'm going to give you a quick Delt tip. This isn't the Delt video. I'll go deep, really deep in a Delt video. Because the Delts are a unique thing. Because you got, basically 3 muscles. You got your front Delt, your side Delt, and your rear Delt. You know what I'm saying? And each one has to get trained a different way. And each one has these different movements that you could, there's 100 movements for each one of these things. It's a fucking crazy, you know what I mean? It depends on which one's right for you. But the one thing I can tell you is that if you're one of these fucking momos that go in the gym, and the first thing you do is, I'm going to train delts today, and you get on a fucking press behind the neck machine, whether you do them to the front, or whether you do them to the back, or you do this thing where you go back, front, you're a fucking momo. Don't start. That hits more the front. Yeah, a little side, little rear, whatever. But you don't start with that exercise. You never start with any base. You don't start curls, you know what I mean? You can do biceps. You don't start with barbell, because I don't believe in that shit. Isolate first, and isolate. You want to really get your fucking delts. What makes delts really round and like coconuts is really the rear delt. When the rear delt pops, and it's really out like a shelf, you know what I mean? That's what fucking makes the delts so great. So start with rear delt first. It's just like too many guys. They'll do like all these sets for, they'll do like squats for legs. They'll do like lunges, they'll do fucking leg press, hack squats, fucking sissy squats, fucking ass squats, fucking whatever the fuck you want. Duck squats, fucking frog squats, And then they'll do a couple sets for leg curls like this, and then that's their hams. No, you got to treat your hamstring the way you treat your quad. Well, in this case, you got to treat your rear delt with love. Because most guys, they stand there and they do it wrong. I'm not even going to show you the exercises, because that's going to be in another fucking thing. But if you're standing there with dumbbells and you're going like this, you're hitting your fucking middle of your back. You're not hitting your rear delts. You're wasting your time. Just your goal should be rear delts first. And you got to do some serious amount. You know, I like to put a lot of work in there. A lot of volume, high volume, and all that stuff, okay? I haven't even trained my shoulders in years. I don't need to. My fucking shoulders are genetic. Before I ever touched the weight, I had broad shoulders. Neither here nor there. I'm just telling you, rear delts first, okay? I don't care. You could finish with presses, but rear delts first, because everything you do hits your front delts and you get pressing. You know, with all that benching, inclining, and a dumbbell fly, everything you do hits your front delts. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need to do front delts, and you still, I can eat it, get a giant front delts. I'm telling you, rear delts first. Okay? Warm up. I like to use the machine too, you know, and I'll have to show you the exercise. I'm not going to get into the exercise here. I'm sitting in a fucking sweaty, nasty fucking room. Okay? I'm sitting in a fucking sweaty, nasty room. It's nasty over here. It's fucking, you have no fucking clue. We do your routine with your rear delts first. We'll get into it. I'll get more into, one of these days, I'm going to give you the delt video, and I'll show you the exercise, how they have to be done, because more than likely you're not doing it right, okay? Or, like I said, bending over with fucking dumbbells and going like this with them. That's not doing shit. That's fucking doing nothing. Nothing. It's more of a why. And I don't want to get into it here, because it's too much of a, I have to do it in a gym, and I got to show you, all right? That'll be coming. But stop doing presses first. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. Do rear delts first. Okay? This is small muscle. It's not like the legs when you walk and you squat and all that stuff. You get that. It's different. This is rear, you know, your rear delts are a little muscle like this. Okay? Your deltoids are all small muscles. 3 small muscles right there together. Okay? Alright. This is a quick video. Please, in the comment section, you can leave questions, you can leave comments. I love your comments, okay, guys? I love you guys. Be good to your girl, be good to your significant other, take care of your kids, don't be an asshole. Learn from Bostin Loyd. He was good to his wife, he loved her to death, and he was good to his kids. The Liver King was good to his wife, good to his kids, included everything. That gets my respect. Telling it like it is and all that shit, that's great. You know, but there's more than that, okay? There's more than that. It's the man himself. Alright, I'll see you in the next video, and stop fucking around. You're a fucking Momo. But I love you. I'm a Momo too. Alright. Stop fucking around.